Greetings, Avengers! This is Lauren, your guild advisor, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, it feels like a vindication with the reveal from this week's Japanese live stream. We'll go over that real quick, but man, I was surprised when I opened up my phone and looked on the Danmaru Reddit Discord, thanks to Simhao who provides the images, but wow. When I saw Stray Record extra story during that live stream like 2 weeks ago, I was just expecting like a high difficulty quest like an Argonaut, but we're getting much more than that, and it makes me really happy. So let's get this started. So again, this says Stray Record extra story available. We saw that 2 weeks ago. The date is supposed to be the 26th if you're in the West, United States. And before we get into the big crux of everything, there's going to be some quality of life updates, probably much needed in the new version of the game. There'll be an element display for the units available in your like roster and the grid, so you can now see like the element icon of what they are, which is very useful because we have a lot of units and it's sometimes difficult to remember like which one's fire, which one's wind, which one's light, dark, and so on and so forth. And they're also going to put down like the recommended element to use during quest. More useful for like newer players that are going through the story quest and being able to see like what's the recommended element for that quest. And then Monsterphilia is a good one as well. And then here, this is something that we probably wanted just because like of the specifics of how Stray Record has been put out because of COVID, with the delays with the voice acting being implemented in the game. Like we had those initial summons without any voice acting, so now they added the feature where you can actually replay what that summon is and what the character actually says. And here's the high difficulty quest, EX difficulty, with the extra story of Stray Record. Now, just for the record, I have not yet read through all of the event quite yet. I know I'm being slow. There's also a ton of things that I've been trying to work on, so forgive me, but I will get the story discussion video out at some point. I'll just pretend like I was waiting for this extra story so I could just pile everything together into one video. But yeah, the high difficulty quests are being added. It'll be giving us rewards for the completions. Here's a little slide of that they had in the Japanese live stream. If you complete the first quest, it's 50 Iris. If you complete the second, it's 100. And if you S-clear both quests, you get a feat and also 5 Hero Light. And then the big event of this news. We actually got the banner with Althea, Zard, and Erebus. It actually happened. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I saw it on my phone when I was checking the news during work. Like, oh my goodness, it actually happened. Like, this is the banner I thought we would get with Ryu, Alan, and Otaro. But we finally got it this week, which in a way kind of stinks because we're not really led to believe that we would get a banner like this. So I, probably like many of you, spent a ton of their like Iris just trying to get extra bonds of the characters, trying to make use of the double rate going beyond the guarantee. Like, I think I will still have about 4K, maybe, when this goes live tomorrow night, who knows, but we actually got them. But now let's go over the characters, starting with Zardo. Predator Zard, nice character design. Like, before I made fun of him because he wore that helmet when they like did the sneak peek design. Like, look at this guy. I'm like, it just looks like a dude in armor. And then he took the helmet off and he suddenly became 100% more awesome somehow. And naturally, being the level 7 Zeus Familia member that he is, he has about 2098 strength at maximum break, max hero ascension. His agility isn't that high at 782. And let's go over the skills for Zard. Remember, all these translations for the skills are done by Simhao from the Danmaru Reddit Discord, which I'll put in the description below. For his special arts, it's an AoE ultra light physical attack that will increase damage by 50% for each strength buff skill on him, and has an ultra critical rate, and will also reduce your enemy's physical and magic resistance by 50% for 3 turns. So a super strong AoE attack that could work for a hybrid team because he's doing a physical resistance and magic resistance debuff on your opponent. As for his combat skills, his first skill is an AoE super light physical attack with a 30% chance to taunt, and gives you 2 actions of a low light physical attack that goes on all your opponents. It can also drain 20% of that damage dealt as HP. So, man, That first skill is devastating. Like, dear lord. You can taunt your opponent. I know there are a lot of teams that use ailments because if you get them off, your opponent is pretty much at your mercy in war games. And then just to add insult to injury, Zard will just heal after doing that damage and possibly taunting you. And for his second skill, it's an AoE highlight physical attack with an ultra penetration rate and a temporary strength boost, and also increases his strength and dexterity by 70%, reduces your opponent's physical and magic resistance by 30% for 4 turns. Big buffs right there, and that's a lesser version of that debuff from his special arts as well. It'll be interesting to see how people set his AI. If you want to put him on like ailments, so you get the advantage of possibly taunting your opponent and then getting those extra actions already added to him and then using skill 2. It's kind of a weird thing. We'll see how people organize their teams and try to set him as in war games. And his skill 3 is a single target highlight physical attack that will increase in damage by 40% for each strength buff skill on him, and also has a ultra critical rate. So just a standard hard hitting single target attack. If you need a light character with a single target attack that isn't exactly specialized, you have Zard for you. And for his noble passives, he has a non-element counter, so there's no element attached to his counter attack, but he does heal for 50% of the counter damage, so that's quite a good amount. He likes to heal a lot. He has 35% dark resistance and has an extra 15% damage on his criticals. Next up is Althea the Silence, very good art. I'm so happy we're getting these characters. She, of course, is a magic attacker with 20/20 magic at max limit break, max hero ascension, very fast at 1204 agility. For her special arts, it's an AoE ultralight magic attack that will increase in damage by 50% for each magic skill buff on her. And she also has an ultra penetration rate, and she gives the party 1 instance of magic attack nullification, and that excludes any special arts. So if you can actually make it to the turn where you use your special arts in war games, you do a ton of damage and you have a nice little magic attack nullification in that. And for her combat skills, her first skill is a self buff of 70% magic and agility for 4 turns, and gives herself plus 3 actions of being able to have a 75% chance to give your allies, the entire party, a instance of 1 magic attack nullification. So you'll be able to buff herself quite immensely. That's a 70% increase in agility is nothing to scoff at. She'll probably be going first every single turn afterwards. And if you are going against a magic team, the magic nullification can be very nice if you do indeed get that off. With that 75% chance, someone's going to get that. And for her second skill, it's an AoE fast mid-light magic attack with a temporary magic boost, and gives all your allies a 35% light attack damage increase, and gives your opponents a light resistance debuff of 40% for 3 turns. So you'll be able to just amplify the amount of light damage that you're dishing out and that your opponents are taking by quite a bit between that buff and debuff. So if you have a light team, it should be quite useful, I would believe. And for her third skill, it's very similar to how Zard's moveset works. It's a single target high magic attack that will increase in damage by 40% for each magic buff on her, and also has an ultra penetration rate. So a nice hard-hitting single target attack if you do need it for like stuff like Record Buster or just a single target boss fight. And then for noble passives, her counters have a 50% chance to seal, so more ailments, and oh my lord, seal is terrifying. She has a 35% extra dark resistance, does 15% more damage on penetrations, and has an innate 5% HP and MP regen per turn. So Zard and Althea looking really nice, and even if you don't care for them and need them for your teams, and especially Erebus as well, even if you don't like want them for your teams, it's still good to at least try to get each one of them just for the bonus CP, because they are new characters. We're actually getting new characters. I can't stress that enough. Like, Argonaut characters don't count because they resemble other characters that we know. For some people, like the members of Strata Familia are new, but they are actually like in the DanMachi canon already before this event existed. Like, we already knew about them, especially if you read light novels. But Althea, Zard, and Erebus were made for this event. So we finally got characters that are specifically made for DanMachi as playable units. And again, I half count the Argonaut characters because they still resemble characters we already knew. But man, it's a good sign. Like maybe when we get to December, we'll get a rerun for the last Christmas event, and maybe those characters will be playable, like Talvi and Ridari. It'll be really cool if that actually does happen. So happy about this. And then finally, of course, the Origin of Darkness, Erebus, and ironically, all these characters are related to light for some reason. So Erebus, pretty mediocre stats, but it does have a high dexterity stat of 570, and as for his assist skill at +5, your opponents will have a -20% light resistance debuff, and the person equipped with Erebus will have a +20% magic and strength. So he's specifically for like a character that you want to have like the highest possible magic or strength boost, and also just for a light team in general with that 20% light resistance. And I don't want to go through all of this because there's a lot of this stuff, but Simhow did provide an Imgur link for a lot of the character designs that they showed off during the stream, so it's really cool, like different poses for Ryu, different design concepts. Like there's a ton of it. I'm very glad they chose the modest outfit for Ryu, because this one right here, that doesn't fit her character. Come on. I'm really glad that we got the design that we got, but it's really cool seeing all of this. We got no body shirt Otaro, just naked chest, of course. We got hooded Alan, coming from straight out of Assassin's Creed Alan. It's kind of cool, but I still like his final character design, like different outfits for Freya. And don't scroll all the way down if you have not completed the story, but man, these are really cool character design concepts. Well, I'll leave a link for that in the description. And naturally, with the new characters, we're getting Heroic Trial, so you'll be able to farm for a bond for either Zard, Althea, or Erebus. The one thing I'm kind of confused about is, you know how last week, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago when this third-party event came out, we got the 3rd anniversary like event shop with the coins that you could spend for like a Jade Light bond that you could use on any of the Estrella Record people for any Estrella Record character bond. Like, I don't believe they're gonna like go back and add the option of these 3, and if they are, it's kind of a slap in the face, because many people probably already chose to use that bond, and we can only have bought 1 Jade Light to exchange for one of the Estrella Record character bonds in the 3rd anniversary shop. So it's kind of disappointing in that sense, but at least we got these characters, right? But at the same time, it feels like we got the rug pulled out from under us, and like, surprise, we actually have more characters for you. But again, I'm happy we got them. Extremely happy we got them. And then this will be nice for those of us that spent maybe a little bit too much Iris trying to get extra bonds because we didn't know there would be a final banner, because there is no evidence to support that. But for 3 days in a row, we'll be getting a 333 Iris reward, so a total of 999. The 333 thing's just a cute thing because 3rd anniversary, so almost 1,000 Iris being gifted to us, almost. And then just the 7 zone refresh, Record Buster Finn happening this week, and then this week we'll be getting the Hero Falna quest, useful for newer players that need that Hero Falna. And then a lot of us that have been playing since like day 1 probably have more Hero Falna than we know what to do with. And then just an overview of the upcoming schedule, 27th, but if you're in the West, 26th, tomorrow night, Wednesday, Estrella Record Extra Story opens, extra battles added. We get the Heroic Trial, the new characters, the 333 Iris giveaway, and then the once a day Hero Falna quest, 7 Zone, and Record Busters. So super happy we're getting Zard, Althea, and Erebus. I'm ecstatic. This means a lot. You might think this is a minor thing, like we just got 3 characters that are in the story, Lauren. Come on, it's not that. It's exciting because it means the developers are finally not afraid to actually give us original characters made for the game as playable units. That's what excites me the most. So hopefully that's a sign of more things to come along that line. But anyway, if you are aiming for Erebus, Zard, or Althea, I hope you have good luck on whoever you're rolling for. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more DanMachi content, go ahead and like this video, sub to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and join my Discord. And as always, continue enjoying your time matching Mario and the dungeon. This is Lauren, your guild advisor, signing out.
風に揺らいでゆく鈍色の光照らす世界で今選